all pervading.
It sometimes goes without saying, but we like to say it anyway. Good morning. It's so awesome to be able to be sitting in this chair. I love it. I love it because I also value communication so much. And when I know I'm going to be able to be on the hot seat, it feels like I'm there already for a day or two. Like, okay, what can I bring to this? Hi guys. That would be super valuable to myself and to you. And then I get to look more deeply into myself and find where's the edge, what's the truth for me now, how can I bring that forward? And it always has to do with, for me, how can we join in a more deeply felt way today, right now. So I'm going to have to throw out all my concepts that I pulled together that meant something to me last night and yesterday and this morning, and just be present with you for a moment and see what newness will bring in for all of us gathered as we are here and right now. So I'll take a moment and just be still with you, and that'll probably be the most powerful part of the offering, because you already got it. You got whatever I think is valuable. That's already who you are. So we'll just come into that more deeply in this moment. This guy. Such a provision. Thank you. To always have the Holy Spirit looking after us and giving us what we need when we don't see it. That's what's happening here. That's the flow that we're in and that we're saying yes to. When anyone joins a spiritual community, they're signing under, what do they call it? The small print. Is you're going to be undone by love. Love's going to just take you and have its way with you. And whether we're conscious of that in any moment, that's all that's happening. So we make a commitment to God to let go of what we thought was real, which was really terrifying. What we all thought we had to train each other to do was to be separate here and to know how to hold it together and be an individual and gather things that mean something to protect an identity that never existed in the first place. And that's a big job. And we're all going, we're worn out by doing that. I don't want to play that game anymore. And I'm not responsible for how that's undone. I bring that forward. I think I know what I had to say today, so I prepare. I got some great stuff. Probably won't let all of it go. But how can it be useful if I use it as something between us? As something I think I have to know that's more important than joining with you right now. There's nothing more important than falling in love with each and every one of you all the time. And how that happens can look very human or very divine, But the communication that's occurring between us is palpable. I've been feeling it since I came here and before I came here. How our lives are orchestrated to be together right here, right now, for a massive undoing of what we thought we were. Okay. Part of my background lately has been to go to Al-Anon meetings in Boulder, Colorado, and Longmont. I know alcoholics, but it's not really the reason why I go. It's because we're going to cut to the chase and say nothing changes except when I turn my life over to the will and the power of my higher power, God. There's nothing's really going on. I have these tools in my tool chest to stop being codependent or whatever. But those always end up being secondary. And when somebody says, yeah, I realized I'm dependent on God, and then the miracle happened. But the miracle is knowing we're dependent on God. It's always going to get better when I stop trying to control my outpicturing. The outpicturing is perfect, so it doesn't need to be ordered. And I forget that. So then it gets intense, and then I go, I guess I can't manage. And something new comes in. So that's A Course in Miracles to me. And the beauty of A Course in Miracles, like the 12-step program, it's a divine intervention into the mind of humanity to return us home immediately, as soon as we can realize we're already there. Walking us through all the defenses that we've made up. I used to be on live TV in Denver to teach A Course in Miracles, and the camera would go, it was rolling, and I wouldn't know what to say, and the same thing always came in. You don't want to sit there too long when you're on live TV. You don't want to pause. Now we're meditating because someone will shift the channel. And this was planned. I want you to repeat this, but repeat it silently to yourself. You don't have to repeat it out loud. The world I see has nothing to do with reality. It's of my own making. And it doesn't exist. It's one of the earliest ideas in A Course in Miracles, and it just is one of my favorites, because you can immediately say, well, no, the world's back. It exists here. That didn't work. I'm still in a world of form and separation, and even if I say, well, it's just my mind, I'm back thinking the world exists. But it really does work because you're back. For a moment, you let it be true. You can't have a thought that's not so. That's how powerful your mind is. So you have a world of sickness, pain, and death. The easiest way out of that is to own that you've done it. I've done this thing, and it is this I would undo. And there's no order of difficulty in miracles. So that's how all pain and suffering is undone. The recognition that that's how powerful our minds are is present as you work that practice. It becomes easier. Oh, that argument I just had, I made it up. I'm responsible. 100%. That's in my mind. Just like a dream at night is so powerfully real, and then you wake up and you're like, no. Everyone did exactly what I wanted in my dream. And we can apply that same discipline here. There's nothing that stops us except our unwillingness. I've done that war in Gaza. I have done that climate change. And it is this I would undo. And then the undoing becomes palpable, more and more palpable, so you're actually extending reality. That we walk in an extension of peace. in a world where there was separation. And it's as easy as saying Buenos Dias to our neighbors in the morning and looking them in the eye and just not being distracted. Yes, we are only here extending. Our minds are joined. Bodies are falling away. I don't have to get rid of the body, and I don't have to blame the ego. I can just let it all. I can let it go now, and only now. Wow, that's maybe kind of the heart of the teaching. And I want to read what I plan to open up with.
Can you tell us your name?
Oh, thank you. See, I look over here because I'm used to seeing you guys on Zoom. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Laurel. I'm an old friend of James Fryman, Jimmy D, and I'm Vicky. And these guys are holding such presence and love for us here. I'm just enamored and in love, so thank you. Thank you for being the light of the world in my dream. And for this opportunity to extend and have a moment. It takes me a moment to sink in and just be present with y'all. So thanks for giving me the whole moment this morning to just extend and experience the reality of you. So here's I like the edge, and here's a little bit of something that gives an edge to I can say it's all love and light. The light has come. That's lesson 75. It's just that lesson will take you home and show you there's nothing here but love and light, wherever you are. And the next lesson after that is 76. I'm under no laws but God. So you're back here seeing how you're tempted to obey the old laws that you made up, that seemingly came from the world, but you're the one giving them the value. And you take the power back right where you stand with your human memories, including them and letting them go, because they don't tell you who you are. Reality is present and we're home. And home doesn't look like separation. It doesn't feel like separation. It looks like everything, but it doesn't feel separate. So part of wanting the world to show up in a bright way is that we've had this great hearing, like the difference between translation and transformation. The difference, I can say I'm the light of the world, and I can own I'm in fear. Where's the fear? Let's look at exactly what I've labeled fear and why fear is present. Because I don't believe I'm the light of the world. There may be a belief that intensity of energy means fear and I'm separate, or I can feel the intensity of energy that's occurring, include it, and it becomes part of the power of God in my mind. There's no resistance. So that idea of bring it on. And also changing body states. We've told each other it's fearful. And what we want to do is outpicture a loving world. But it doesn't work that way. When we're at peace, the world is loving. So the redirection from trying to fix and change and figure things out, this little quote says it really well. Anthony DeMillo says, a man traversed, the title is Miracles, a man traversed land and sea to check for himself the master's extraordinary fame. What miracles has your master worked? He said to a disciple. What miracles has your master worked? Well, there are miracles and miracles. In your land, it is regarded as a miracle if God does someone's will. Yay, it worked out for me personally. In our country, it is regarded as a miracle if someone does the will of God. I'm going to change the pace a little bit. I'm going to make some true confessions. My new mantra that I repeat is, never say the same thing twice.
Can you say that again?
The new mantra I repeat? Oh! Thank you! This is how his mind works. That's great. Quick, Scott. Once you finally let go of your preferences, things will magically start going your way. Okay, sometimes I think I should stop drinking. But then I realize that's only the weed talking. The spirit of non-attachment is sure hard to hold on to. This one really hits home. This is from a little book a friend of mine wrote, and they're available if you like it. The whole book is full of these one-liners. The title is, it's got a great picture. Letting go is all we have to hold on to. Because I want everyone's salvation now, and I can let go and just have these extraordinary experiences of direct contact with God, and I think, God, I just want everyone to have that. That's so important. If I could give anything, that would be what I would deliver. And there's a certain impossibility in that, especially because there's no one out there. But let me express it this way. Knowing how perfectly free of suffering we could all be is what pains me the most. We could all be. And that's true. That's really, thank you. I mean, that's why it pains me, is because in the future, perhaps we'll all come into this reality. There's a collective consciousness, or there's something that seems to be lagging behind and not experiencing God directly. And that's what pains me the most. But it doesn't pain me when I know that's impossible. This is my dream, that not everyone's at home in heaven right now. Nobody else is dreaming of suffering but me. And you can apply, or you can give it that to me. I don't care. It's my fault, right? It's still just going to be me. So know that for yourself. Right? That's another one. If you don't already realize you're at the destination, you have an extraordinary long road ahead of you. But that's right. These are all ironic. I'm kidding. I took the road less traveled long enough to find out why most folks go the other way. It's not my delusion of separation that keeps us apart. It's yours. It's not my delusion. I never allowed anyone to be controlled by me. Life is really a long test to see how well we can remember that no one is grading us. There must be a lot of light inside of you, because it never comes out.
Are these your musings throughout?
This is my friend. I just like the paradox. Oh, sorry. Greg Eisenberg puts this out. There are my musings in the sense that I do live in a paradox. I see a world of separation, and I know it's not true. And moment to moment, there's an action in my mind that collapses it, and the joke's always on me, because I'm really knowing and yet forgetting, and knowing and yet forgetting, that when I let it go, there's no world, is how A Course in Miracles would say it. There's no separation. There's nothing going on but perfect love. And that's always been the case. you can't really get home because you're already there. And sooner or later, I'll give up the struggle. But I like a little koans like that because it points to the futility of efforting. And God is effortless. God takes you up in his embrace and is present now. And the words I'm speaking are only a little like, I like the jokes because they bring a sense of relief. And I guess the greatest sense of relief for me is always coming back into that humbleness of not just letting go of the difficulty, but the reason why I thought it was difficult. I thought it was difficult because it looks difficult here. The suffering is very apparent to me. And the pretense that we can do something to prevent it is the sublime addiction. It's inherent and it's subtle and it's obvious. When I had COVID, I was thinking, this is silly. I could die of COVID. I'm so glad for me personally I didn't get vaxxed, but I'm just like, whatever. But this looks really silly. All of this looks kind of silly from a perspective of being free. We could dance. And I let Jesus be the one to show me how to dance because he's a master in my mind. I have other teachers, Nisargadatta saying A Course in Miracles to me in a non-dual way. Every whole mind that comes into my mind brings me to relief, brings me to the sense I have done this thing, whatever it is, and it is this I would undo. It's immediate. Pause for a second. It's that works. Also, Miracle Principle number 24. Who knows that one? Miracles allow me to heal, enable me to heal the sick and raise the dead. Because I made sickness and death myself.
Yeah.
And can therefore abolish both.
Wow.
We're the dreamers of the dream. And we're one mind communicating that we're not separate. And that's how we kept the dream going, is that we're separate. So the first step is the gradual release of separation. Oh, turns out that guy I had a grievance with is the one I'm madly in love with when I let the grievance go. Turns out we're closer than ever, and thank you for the grievance. It was all included, right? I was disrupted by the behavior of my brother, and when I take responsibility for that, I fall in love. And then that starts to generalize. That's what I like A Course in Miracles, because it doesn't let you escape that forgiveness train that I've marked it in the book, right? I may be able to recall it. See how much time do we have?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, cool. Okay. I like the way Jesus says it, so I'll just see if I can find a quote, because it's all over the smatterings of enlightenment. This is the one I opened to. Hear him who tells you this and realize how foolish. Well, because he's telling you something, I'm going to go back. There are no laws but God's. Dismiss all foolish, magical beliefs today and hold your mind in silent readiness to hear the voice that speaks the truth to you. You will be listening to one who says, there is no loss under the laws of God. Payment is neither given nor received. Exchange cannot be made, There are no substitutes, and nothing is replaced by something else. God's laws forever give and never take. Hear him who tells you this, and realize how foolish are the laws you thought upheld the world you thought you saw. Then listen further. He will tell you more about the love your Father has for you, about the endless joy he offers you, about his yearning for his only Son, created as his channel for creation, denied to him by his belief in hell. Let us today open God's channels to him and let his will extend through us to him. Thus is creation endlessly increased. His voice will speak of this to us, and as well of the joys of heaven, which his laws kept limitless forever. It's true. You're whole and perfect. There's nothing else going on but that. And we don't have to live in denial anymore. It's actually the only possibility is your eternal perfection. And thank you for being that demonstration, for your commitment to deny what isn't true. And reality's already here. We don't have to do anything but let go of what isn't. So simple. I can see the clock from here. So we have 2 minutes, and because communication is whole, instead of filling it up with words, how about if we just join wordlessly for 2 minutes? Thank you. I'd say welcome home, but we're home. Thank you. We've always been home together, and this celebration is taken to a whole nother level. We get to celebrate in our hearts, and everyone comes home with us in this knowing. Thank you. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.